Hello, Taurus. My name is Echo, and thank you for joining me for your May 2025 tarot reading. Wishing you a happy spring. I hope you had a blessed Beltane as areas move into summer. I just want to let you know that we did just have a moon in Taurus. So if you are visiting things in the home space, this is very normal. Taurus are very earthy energy who get set in their ways and sometimes decide what works for them needs to be changed, and no one is going to change it for them. They will take charge. We also have some Venus energy having us look into our relationships at this time and revisiting what needs to be checked in on. So if you do find yourself looking at your interpersonal relationships, give this some serious thought and know that it's not just you, this is where we're at. Also, I would like to invite you to look at your ascendant sign in the readings, so go ahead and visit those. If you haven't seen them yet, keep an eye because I will be posting the last of the readings for May over the course of the next few days. But your ascendant sign has a way of giving you a clearer view of what to expect in the month, more so than your sun sign. So without further ado, let's continue this reading, and we'll start with the Animal Spirit Oracle deck. To start us off, you have the Butterfly Spirit. Transformation is beautiful. Now, butterflies are all about transformation, right? Because it starts as that caterpillar that goes into the cocoon. And I know it's gross, but it kind of breaks down into sort of a soup before it sprouts the wings and comes out as the beautiful butterfly. When you move into spring, you will be seeing butterflies everywhere. So I'm not going to put this may be a synchronicity for you because you will most assuredly run into a butterfly sooner or later. However, if you do find one that comes right across your nose or very in your face, maybe in a place that is not where you would typically see a butterfly, such as one gets in the house, I'd say give that some thought because there's probably good reason for it. The number on this card is the master number 11. So if you follow numerology, you will know that 11 is talking about being the master teacher, the one who goes forward and carves their own path to start something new and fresh. So if that is you, I would like you to go ahead and embrace that energy as you are encouraged in the month of spring, my dear Taurus. So let's go ahead and continue this reading and see what else is going, because it looks like you have a great start here. And I want to see where spring is going to bring you in the month of May. Next, you have the card Get Curious. So if you're going to transform things in your life or transform things in the world around you, you want to be open to an idea of curious, Taurus. We do talk about being stuck in our own energy and being in our own mindset to do things just the way we like to with that Tauran energy, right? But you do need to operate outside of it from time to time and get curious, because this is where you're going to find some of your best growth. I'm not going to say all of it, but some of my finest growth comes from stepping outside of my comfort zone. And I'm a Virgo. I'm an earth energy too, so I know what it's like to be in your ways, but I also like to learn things, right? So this is where I found the encouragement to go outside of my comfort zone, because I learned that that's where my growth is going to come from. So get curious about things you want to learn, explore new ideas, new creative endeavors, because you never know when you find your new favorite thing or your new talent, your new life's calling even, for that matter. The Runic Oracle deck has the card of Gebo. Gebo means gift, and it also points toward brotherly love and some sort of union. So this is talking about our place in the greater spectrum of the world around us, that which we offer to others and that which we get back. Now, when Norse culture, okay, I'm just going to give you a little history lesson here. Story time. But Norse culture, they wouldn't give gifts with the expectation of getting something back. Okay, it wasn't karma in the culture that Chinese culture has in the same sense, but it was very similar. There was something you used to wave called Megin. Megin is the energy that everybody around them weaves. It's your sort of vibe. Think about yourself sitting in a jacuzzi. Okay. This jacuzzi is where your good energy goes and kind of floats out and permeates around you, okay? So if you're putting good energy into that jacuzzi, that water is going to stay warm, it's going to stay comfortable, it's going to be good. But if you're walking around acting like a frosty you-know-what, then the water is going to cool and life will deliver discomfort and unpleasantness to you rather than the comfort of that jacuzzi. So you're not giving to other people with the expectation that they will give something back. This is not how Gabo works. This is not how gifts worked in Norse and Viking culture. This is more or less saying that the energy you put out there is what's going to permeate around you, and it will be the energy that you live in. And it does encourage you to draw in more good if you're doing good. Okay, not necessarily from the person you are doing good for. All right. So it is very different from karma in that way. Karma is more or less, I did good, so good is going to come back to me. Not like the general energy, because everybody weaves Megan regardless. But yeah, history lesson. So let's go forward with this tarot reading and see what else you have coming for you, Taurus, because we're off to a great start here. You have the Eight of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Strength card. All right, the Strength of the Taurus bull. So the Eight of Swords talks about addressing places where you are stuck. The woman who is standing between these swords does not know, I don't know if you can see it, that these castles are behind her in the distance. They're in the fog, right? And it indicates a skewed vision of the world. Not only that, but she is also wearing a blindfold, if you can see that. And she has these ropes around her, standing between these swords. Now, she could very easily rub up between one of those swords and probably cut those ropes loose. I mean, if you look, they're hanging off her, right? They're a little bit loose to begin with. And she could easily remove the blindfold to turn and see the castle that is in the distance. She wouldn't be stuck in this one space. Now, swords are talking about a mental energy, the way you think, the way you communicate. So if you are seeing some sort of limitation in the way you think, or the way people think or communicate with you, you need to address that at this time, because this is where you're going to make your transformation. It starts with the mind. What you think is what you create. So if you're always putting yourself down, oh, I can't do this. Oh, I have to do A, B, and C first, and I'm just not sure if I'm capable. Or I don't know if I really want to ask this person the favor. Nonsense. Get out of that mindset. Break those binds that are hanging loosely from you already, and go to the pillars behind you. Go to those towers, go to that castle, because for all you know, that could be where your seat of power is, where your throne is, right? That could be where you do this transformation from woman sitting on the shore to queen of your own castle, king, queen, what have you. So you're being called at this time to break any limiting thoughts or communications that aren't working. And this can also mean, like we said, talking about environments where the communication is not working for you. If there's a cliquey environment in your work scenario, step away if it's hurting your work life, right? Because nobody wants to go to work with their stress every day. Same with friends who aren't giving back to you the same social benefits, I guess you could say, the same energy you're giving back. That's very specific. Next, you have the King of Swords. King of Swords has a very clear understanding. He is the very knowledgeable king. He's Arthur, okay? Now, the story of King Arthur, he spent lots of time in the company of Merlin, okay? The wise wizard Merlin, who in this tarot deck could be the magician or in some cases the hermit. You know, depending how you want to look at the tale and where you came in. But you are the person who's got a very clear understanding as you go forward into May, and it's likely because you cleared up this fog and these limiting thoughts or beliefs. And you're going forward with a very clear understanding in the month of May on not just how you want to do you, but how you want to do life in general, how you want to approach other people, how you want to approach your day-to-day. Are you getting back from anything that you're putting out there? What does your Megan from this Gabo card look like? You have a good understanding, you have a good view of the world, and a good head on your shoulders. And that's a wonderful energy to have as you step into spring, my dear Taurus, because that's going to serve you very well. If you have the strong will that a Tauran is known for, and you couple it with clear thought and understanding, there's absolutely no way you can fail yourself. There's no way you can lose, because you're on top of your game. Next, you have that Strength card. The Strength card indicates there is a balance between the primal energy of the lion and the grace and calm energy of the lady. But if you notice, she has this infinity symbol sitting above her head. It indicates that there is a constant flow of energy. You will need to move back and forth from time to time in order to navigate whatever situation you are facing. If you were always the primal lion who's out there roaring your head off and scaring everybody around you, well, some people scare easily, and they say you catch more flies with honey. You're likely to scare away someone who could be an ally, a valuable resource, or even a partner in whatever it is you're working on. And there goes your support system, right? But if you're always the meek and peaceful lady, you're very unlikely to stand up for yourself, unlikely to address anything that needs to be a curious endeavor and take chances, stepping outside of that comfort zone. Likewise, clearing away any limiting thoughts or beliefs. So you are being called to create a balance for yourself at this time, because there is a push and pull, an ebb and flow that goes with the infinity energy. And I don't know if you heard that, but over in the distance, I'm in my metaphysical shop here, the Blue Raven, and I did just have a journal fall over as I was saying that last sentence here. So, yeah, whoever that's for, there's something about telling your story. Okay, I'm getting the word story. There's something about the ebb and flow within your story that you need to address in order to tell your story the way you want it to be, because this is your life. That's really strange that that journal fell down. I don't know if you could hear that. You might want to wind that back. But let's go forward and see, what do you maybe not see coming in the month of May, my dear Taurus? What is there for you in the month of May? Here you have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Six of Pentacles in reverse is usually pointing towards somewhere where you're overgiving. Pentacles are talking about the everyday, things you can touch, things you can see. So this may be in a work scenario. You may be giving more than you need to at work. And it's noble to step up whenever, other people can't carry the load. But you can't be expected to do it all the time. So if you feel like it's costing you, and this is very much pointing that may pop in the month of May, it's because it is. You need to dial back wherever you're giving too much. This may also talk about any debts that you maybe didn't see coming that could come out of left field. So be sure you're on top of not only the way you handle everyday life and your workload, or maybe something that needs fixed, not even at work, but in the household. Also be sure that you're on top of what your finances are doing, so that they don't come back and bite you in the you know what. So what blessings does my Taurus have in the month of May? Because we're going forward with a very clear head. This is a beautiful reading. You've got lots of good energy here. I just want to see what blessings Spirit is offering to put a little firepower in your corner. Here you have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups points toward community, people who are in your corner and people who will support you. So this may be a friend group, this may be coworkers. I'm feeling like it's more personal, the people around you, maybe even in a family unit or close friends. But you're going to find support that you need in whatever it is you're working on during this transformation period. And this may be part of that gift with the Gaybo card we talked about. But you're going to have the support you need in the month of May. So whatever it is you feel you need to make moves on, step outside that comfort zone and make being uncomfortable your new comfort, right? Take risks and put yourself in a place where you can get curious, right? Because you want to make these changes as you're pulled, because this is how Spirit says, hey, I'm opening the door. I'm knocking on the door. Let me in. And you've got to open that door if you're going to have those new opportunities. But you're going to be encouraged at this time. So if someone really feels like they resonate with you and they're in your corner, don't be afraid to ping pong ideas off of them, bounce ideas off and kind of get their feedback, because this is also how we get that clear understanding with that King of Swords. I want to see what advice you have for my Taurus in the month of May. Because, you've got a good head on your shoulders. We've already seen it. You're off to a great start here. And I just noticed this. All three of the cards in the Oracle deck that I pulled, well, decks, because it's plural, the Animal Spirit, the Gilded Tarot Oracle, and the Runic. The butterfly has wings spread open. The bird within Get Curious has wings spread open. And the swan within Gaybo has its wings spread open, okay? So butterflies you're going to find more on the earth plane where you walk every day. The soaring bird, you're going to find, this is likely an eagle, falcon, or raven, will be higher up in the sky, in the air. And the swan will be in the water. So there's earth, air, and water energy all right here. I love this. That's so crazy. I just saw that. But let's continue. Sorry, a little sidetrack there. What advice do you have for my Taurus in the month of May? I always love when Spirit gives us that little extra dynamic, right? messages we didn't plan on that just kind of shine through, those aha moments. So here you have the Eight of Pentacles in your position of advice. The Eight of Pentacles advises you to be wary of how you are burning the midnight oil, where you are not only overgiving, but where you are continuing to do so when it's just you, yourself, in your alone space. You may be burning the candle at both ends, as indicated by this candle sitting late at night, kind of just pouring away over her pentacles. So don't obsess over money at this time. Be on top of your finances, but don't obsess over it, okay? Because, it's not everything. You can't take it with you. But there is a touch of magic sitting on your shoulder, as indicated by the bird here. Corvids in general, blackbirds, ravens, crows, magpies, that sort of thing, carry a very magical energy. They are messengers of truth and the divine. So use the magical energy that you have on hand and be sure you're not burning the midnight oil too often. It's okay to get curious and put a little extra oomph into that which matters to you, but be sure that you're not overdoing it. You are encouraged at this time to push where you feel the need, however. Just don't overdo it, right? We don't want to back down, but neither do we want to, hide in a corner and not take chances and not use the magical energy that's being offered to us. I feel almost like this bird is resonating with Gabo, like he's here to be the gift to deliver on that Megan we talked about earlier. I love that. So this is a good reading for you, my Taurus. I just want to drop a rune to close out this reading, and I do draw these at random. I find that it's a good way to pull the energy all together to give you kind of a I meant what I said or one last word of advice. So let's take a look. What is this one? And this is the rune of Perthro. I drew this in my last reading. I believe it was for Cancer. So Perthro is a very feminine energy. It talks about the divine and magic in general. So you're being encouraged at this time to use your own inner magic, let alone the touch of the touch of magic we talked about that Spirit is offering you. And this is where your transformation is going to lie. Your magic can be in the day-to-day, how you address situations in a way that is new and enlightened. Your magic can be how you uplift people around you to change your environment. If you're an empath, chances are you're already feeling these environments. You may be encouraged at this time to go forward and learn more about magic and how you can grow. And this may not be a magical practice per se. This could be something very mundane and day-to-day, or this could be literal craft if that's what you're into. But Spirit will be talking to you in the month of May, to be sure. And it sounds like with all the thought that's going on, the sword energy, you're already finding ways to bring what the divine has, as above, so below, down to earth, because there's a lot of pentacles here too. So I like this reading for you, Taurus. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm wishing you a very happy May. My name is Echo, and I will see you next time.